Hey, it's on. Is it on?
Yeah.
It was. It's on for me.
I can hear it.
It's on.
Alright, I'm gonna disinfect it when you're done. But yeah, go ahead.
Gotta tighten it up there. Hey, y'all. Hey. So, this story I wrote back in August. It's a goodie. I wanted to start by saying, so I lost my job Sunday. So if anybody likes this and wants to offer me a job afterwards, feel free. But this is also, when I write, I like to just let the story write itself, so this is one that, kind of got away from me, but I was able to get it back together. So I hope you enjoy it. It's called The Chick Fills the Gay. So let's get started. Also, I do, honestly, this is the first time this is a story that I have dedicated to someone. It's dedicated to Doug Stanhope because I wrote it for him, but he never got to hear it, so if he's on YouTube one day, here we go. The Chick Fills the Gay. I have a feeling the baby inside me is gay. A plumped-up chick bent over the counter and whispered to Barry as he pointed for another of her signatures on the abortion paperwork. Somehow she felt the gay emanating from her virtuous womb and wanted it completely wiped out of her like the taste of chicken after it's soaked overnight in pickle juice. Religious chicks rarely entered the abortion clinic, but when one did, you knew it was either for public restrooms, celebrity autographs, or lunch suggestions. She was emphatic, though, and loudly demanded, I need this gay baby out of me before he grows rainbow fingernails. I can feel the gay. Barry wasn't personally offended by her ignorance, but in the long run, he was doing the faggot baby a favor. His mother was a contemptible, ideological fuck, and no child deserved that wretched life. He was happy to expedite the process. Barry kept his grisly mouth shut as she completed the last section before taking the big plunge and pouring her vagina out like the disgusting pickle barrel that it truly is. But her husband or boyfriend or puppet kept looking at Barry as if he was a man that had been shorted on his waffle fries. Barry felt compelled to acknowledge him and simply said, hello, hi. The stoic couple sat and cuddled in the lobby for all the cameras until a nurse came to take the carrier bigot to the dumpster. When she was out of the room, her man came up to Barry and asked, should I go back there with her? He didn't seem able to handle the fluorescent lights, let alone needles or blood. Surely he saw the membranous vagina, but he was as shaky as a stack of 100 chicken sandwiches with crooked buns. As he shook like that stack of moral gunk, Barry wanted to calm him. That was his job, and said, it's up to you and her, but I don't think you look up for it. He looked really thirsty and asked, do you have a water fountain around here? A pond? Barry thought about giving him a golden fountain, and then he felt sorry for him like that great movie on Golden Pond, but said, we don't have either one, but I can grab you a bottle of water from the back fridge. He followed Barry, and Barry felt like he should say something and said, please, wait out front. Their athletic bodies bumped each other like friendly fists. And the stranger said, I should introduce myself. My name's Kermit. He said it like someone new was operating his body and doing his voice, like the person he used to be died on the same day as Sammy Davis Jr. That's some Jim Henson humor there. Barry backed away some and said, Kermit, like the frog, eh? I'm Bear Berenstain, but people call me Barry. And Kermit thought his name was unusual, but Barry's name was simply un-American. Likewise, he wanted to be cordial and said, "Oh, like the kids' books." Kermit sent his sharp hand out for a handshake, and Barry slowly extended his awkwardly large hand as they shook hands. The silence encased them like they were two fictional characters from different dimensions, meeting for the first time, brought together by controversy, and stuck trying to decide where to eat a quick lunch on a Sunday. Kermit laughed and asked, "Where's the water bottle you promised? Hey, do you have a private waiting room where I can sit by myself? It's weird not having her hand up my butt." He appeared agitated and disoriented like a pig in a swimsuit competition. Barry took Kermit in the hand up his butt, he's not supposed to notice, down a long hallway of cameras. The abortion clinic had one spare room, but it was usually used for holding community meetings. Barry didn't know where else to take him and knew it would be unlocked if not in use. He wasn't sure if it would be available, but he tried the door and no one was inside. The only thing inside the room was an array of anti-abortion signs. Kermit was hopeful and intrigued by the random signs and asked, "Wow, can you guys convert people?" "No, I made most of those signs. It gets us more publicity, and that incurs more donors." "Oh, nice, man. Hey, I don't know if you recognize my girlfriend, but she's picketed outside here many times. She's got this idea in her head that the baby is gay. She's gone to a barn church all her life and been pro-life forever, but she'd rather live with an abortion than a gay baby. Gosh, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe this is really happening. Like, it should be all over the news. I mean, she says we can always have another, and this time we'll marry first, but I don't know. They'll be my identical tadpoles. I feel like her puppet sometimes. Like, she holds my strings and does my speaking for me. I should release a statement saying I want nothing to do with that crazy chick." "I'm gonna give you some space, man." Barry went to leave, but Kermit wasn't done talking. "No, Bear, don't go." Kermit laughed and said, "I know a bear that tells great jokes." I never learned to be funny. I played basketball. He wanted to be called Barry and said, "Kermit, call me Barry." "Barry, my rich friends call me Mitt instead of Kermit, because Kermit sounds too European. Come in and sit with me a second." Mitt needed someone, and Barry knew the real counselors would be appreciative him handling one guy for them. Besides, he was close to his own age, and maybe they weren't from different worlds. Barry set a chair in front of where Mitt was sitting and sat, legs spread with a joviant package. He saw Mitt look down, crossed his leg, and said, "Seems you have something else you want to say." "I'm defected. I should be recalled. I feel like I could be a danger to kids. I asked my parents to fix me, but they said just my mere presence there would be enough to kill them." Mitt took a breath and said, "I was taught many things growing up, like the best man is always white and the wedding dress." "Wait, what? You're talking about marriage?" "Yeah, man. No offense, but if your best man isn't white, it better be because you're in protective custody or poor. I'm gonna go." Barry was personally offended this time and stood to leave. "Wait, you misheard me. I didn't say that. You took it out of context. The best man should also wear white. If he isn't in white." Mitt sounded sincere. Stumped, Barry stopped and said, "That still doesn't make a lick of sense." "I'll suck your dick." Mitt got on his knees, groped Barry's legs, and said, "I'll make it right as rain. I'll make it up to you. I want to do it." "I don't think that's appropriate." Barry found a way to give him privacy because he knew Kermit or Mitt, the rich guy with plastic eyes, wanted to experiment, and Barry wanted to shame him however possible. Mitt released Barry's legs, but Barry asked, "Are you gay, Mitt?" "No!" Mitt opened Barry's pants, pulled them down, found Barry's rattlesnake, and said, "I'm willing to work my way up being the top no matter what." He swallowed Barry's shrunken cockhead and groaned like it was the mill not available on Sundays even though it was a Friday. The president, Barry, became fully erect in Mitt's stupid mouth because it said such stupid things. Mitt knew how to fry cock and said, "Give me 2 packets of real mayonnaise, please." Mitt was hungry with ambition like the CEO of a fast food company. Barry's cock smelled sweet and different to Mitt as he ground his nose under Barry's luscious limes like a robotized Manchurian candidate for the office of gay. His bountiful horse sack divided like a nation during an election year, and Mitt elected to use his tongue. Mitt stroked Barry, wanting it to cream upon his face like the lifelong limelight he so fervently sought. Mitt gasped and took Barry deep as Barry stroked Mitt's greased head. Mitt jerked Barry's long Hawaiian or Kenyan cock. As Barry asked, "Do you like to feel like a puppet?" Barry watched Mitt enjoy the subterfuge and said, "I think you do. She uses you like a puppet, Mitt." Barry joked and said, "It's what you're good at." "It's not all what I'm good at." Mitt slurped up Barry's girth. Mitt choked on his words and Barry's round, plump cockhead as he said, "I'm yours to use." "Is that what you say to everyone, Mitt?" "Just do it, Barry. Don't use late 80s slogans on me, Mitt." Barry pushed Mitt off his cock. Barry pushed Mitt off his cock like the torn condom Mitt's frugal father used to produce him. Barry stilled his pants and left the community hall. Mitt sat sorely, but Barry soon returned with an assorted trash in his hands. "What do you have?" "Bend over, Mitt." Barry had a few wrappers from greasy chicken sandwiches lathering his bare hands. "God, yes." Mitt scurried to submit. Mitt dropped his pens like he was being vetted for vice president. He bent over the chair, stuck his ass out, and said, "Put your pickle between my buns and don't forget the mayonnaise." "Mitt, you try too hard. I'll give you a fist bump." Barry punched his fast food lubed hand onto Mitt's yielding pinky pincher. Barry pushed and Mitt pushed back as Barry's coned hand slid through Mitt's vortex of veins by the power of grease. Mitt cried as his ass engulfed Barry's ultimate fist bump. Barry knew he had shamed Mitt, but Barry's cock wanted to finish the job and plaster his face like a Churchill bust. Barry let his hand get to where it could carelessly move in and out of Mitt's ass before removing it completely and watching Mitt's ass shut like the doors of a ridiculously opinionated business. Mitt moaned and turned his head to see Barry stroking his cock. "Come on, Barry, I want to taste your recipe." Barry was ready to shoot and nearly did, but Kermit's girlfriend called for him from the hallway and suddenly entered the private room. There was Mitt on his knees awaiting Barry's inner whiteness to cascade over his face. But she couldn't believe her eyes and said, "It wasn't the baby that was gay. It was you! How could I be so blind?" "This could happen to you." Barry released and flooded Mitt's face with enough eye cream for a Queen Latifah CoverGirl commercial. Barry kept pouring Mitt's face as his hick chick took a few anti-abortion signs and left her man and the building. She, ironically, went back to the picket lines. Barry went back to his desk job, and Kermit Forrest Gumped his way back to his parents' house for permission to cure his homosexuality again. But, problematically for all involved, the only way to cure the stupidity plaguing our country is by breeding more faggot babies.